6 Sports presents the Dean Trailways 5th Quarter 30th Anniversary.
All right, well, every night this week we've had a stellar matchup or two in high school hoops, so why not keep the good vibes rolling into the weekend, right? Happy Friday, everybody. Hope it's been fabulous, and as always, thanks for spending it with us here on the Dean Trailways 5th Quarter. I'm Audrey Dahlgren.
And I'm Ian Crush. We have a saying around here, the CMAC is the best small school conference in the state, and it's hard to argue when you have a team like Laingsburg who came into the day with a perfect 10-0 record and ranked 3rd in Division III. The Wolfpack paid a visit to Potterville, and you know it's a big game when the visiting student section is full as the Wolfpack were ready to go. Also, Potterville's coach Jacob Briney broke out the slick custom Nikes, and the Vikings, they've started this season 7-4. We're looking for another win, but they had their hands full with the Woodruff brothers. Xander pulls up from deep to put Laingsburg up 9, and it's rare when you fake out the cameraman in basketball, but that's exactly what Chris Hicks did with a silky smooth and 1 for Potterville. Laingsburg led by 11 at halftime, and Eli Woodruff would keep the 3-ball rolling. The senior led all with 21 points, and his younger bro wasn't far behind. Xander splashes home 3 of his 17 points. Potterville would create a spark in the 4th quarter, though. Benny Vasquez throws it off glass for the and 1. Now, the only bad news for Laingsburg tonight was late in the 4th quarter. Eli Woodruff would go down with a foot injury, but the Wolfpack step would control the scoreboard. Jacob Essenberg gets open for the easy lay-in as Laingsburg wins this one 59-35. The Wolfpack have their fingers crossed Eli's injury isn't serious because they have bigger goals than starting 11-0.
Like we talked about before the game, nobody hangs a banner for 11-0. And so our goals and the things that we're looking forward to have a lot more to do with getting better every day.
Our mentality is just one game at a time and just go into anybody's house or our house and just get the job done, and that's what we did tonight.
Well, staying in the CMAC, but making our way to Dansville now. The Aggies hosting Bath, and would this be the night the Bees get their first win in the conference? First quarter, ball finds Drew France in the corner. Around the world and in, they all count the same, right?
Yeah.
Then Aggies turning defense into offense. France steals it and fires a pass to Zachary Sykes, who lays it in for the easy 2. Dansville was just cooking with gas, as Mel Tucker likes to say. Elijah Neal drives and delivers a no-looker to Calvin Van Hartsfeld, who takes care of the rest. And how about one more for good measure? Aggies on the run once again. France all alone in the open court as he finishes the fast break. Bath comes up short tonight as Dansville gets the dub 54-27. On Monday night, the Ionia boys made the trek to Lansing Catholic, and after being down by 13 points at halftime, they rallied to walk away with a 52-49 win.
Yeah, and it helped them stay atop the CAAC White with a perfect 4-0 record. So would they be able to keep it to 5-0 by the end of the night?
Well, this is where we bring our Haley Schoengart in. She was out in Bulldog country tonight. Hey.
Hey guys, happy Friday to you both. I feel like the whole town of Ionia showed out tonight to find out that answer. The gym was absolutely packed, and the Bulldogs welcomed in Lansing Sexton, who know a thing or two about a second half comeback. Now, a few minutes into the second half, Sexton would be down by 4, and you know who would try to get that comeback going? Keyshawn Somerville. He'll get the steal, and he is headed the other way. He's a freshman, and he makes it look so easy. But Ionia would turn it up a notch. Spencer Tooker finds Miles Gregory in the corner, and he makes sure to tell the opposing fans how many points that one was worth. And he wasn't the only big man out there making plays. Lance Atkinson sends one in. It's no good, but when you're 6'5", you can get your own board and get the second chance bucket too. Ionia stays perfect, taking down Sexton 62-51 the final. And this stuff is becoming routine for the Bulldogs, right, Lance?
It
It was just another day in the office. We like to play hard and play fast, and we like to shoot as many layups as we can, and that's how we win.
Went through the first half undefeated, so, just happy to be on top. We got a really, really balanced league this year. Sexton's an outstanding team, and it wasn't easy. They caused us a lot of problems. Feel fortunate to come out on top.
Talk about a humble group over at the Hound Pound, a.k.a. Eaton Rapids. The Orioles invaded town as Charlotte was looking to keep pace with Ionia near the top of the CAAC White standings. Picking things up in the second half, 6'6" senior Caleb Hull comes up with a steal and lets Braden Hill finish the job underneath the basket. Hill had a game-high 15 points. And with things getting out of hand, Ashton Collins says, not so fast for Eaton Rapids. The junior makes this a single-digit game in the fourth quarter, but Charlotte would be too much down the stretch. This time Hill drops the dime to Hull as Charlotte takes this one 40-28 and remains a game back of Ionia in the CAAC White. Take it away, Hey.
Well, sticking in the white, Lansing Catholic took the trek out to Raider country, and it was a battle from the jump. Dominic Navarra steps back, and he sends a rainbow in for 3 to push the Raiders in front by 1. Catholic would have an answer, though. Dean Jacobs connects with Patrick Cotter, who gets that one to kiss the glass to perfection to push the Cougs in front once again. The first half was back and forth like a tennis match. Evan Gross gets the 3-ball to fall, but thanks to a second-half surge for the Cougs, they would pick up the nice road win. Catholic tops Portland 49-37 the final. Hey, Odd, what's happening over in the red?
Well, hey, we're going to the Ville, as in Fowlerville. The 2-7 Gladiators had a Friday night date with 7-3 St. John's, and the Red Wings are having themselves a nice little season so far. Second quarter, Red Wings in front. Carson Peters drives and gets the layup to fall. Glad's trying to keep pace. Griffin Gonzalez caps off his drive with the floater, and then it's Gonzo once again. That's what they call him, taking matters into his own hands, but this time he kisses it off the glass for the bucket. However, the Red Wings just kept attacking the rim. Joseph Leonard dishes it to Jack Ballard, and in the words of the great George Blaha, count that baby at the goal. Red Wings sort of victory, 73-49. All right, now that we're all caught up on what transpired on the boys' end tonight, we're going to turn our attention to the ladies when we come back.
And not only did we have a pair of rivals collide in Portland with sole possession in first place of the CAAC White on the line, but it was also rivalry night in Panther Country. DeWitt hosted East Lansing, and they were on a mission to get back in the win column. We still have a lot more fun coming up next on the Dean Trailways Fifth Quarter.
Welcome back to the Dean Trailways fifth quarter. You know, at this point in the show, we always shift over to highlight the ladies, and who better to kick things off than two powerhouses in the CAAC White. Lansing Catholic paid a visit to Portland, and not only was first place in the conference on the line, but they remember what happened at the end of the year last year. In case you forgot, the Raiders ended Catholic's season last year, so Casey Reed and her girls were looking to get a little bit of payback, you know. Portland would be within 4, but it wouldn't stay that way when Anna Richards is wide open at the top of the key, and that one is cash money. The Cougs went into the break up by 14. The Raiders would try and claw back into it with a dynamic duo of their own, Malia Thalen from downtown for 3, but the Cougs defense showed up and showed out. Let me tell you, they were tough. Hannah Prico intercepts it and dishes it to Richards, who finds Gabby Hollowell, and you guessed it, another tray from the Cougs. Lansing Catholic takes control of the White, cruising past Portland, 64-41 the final. So I had to ask, how's it feel to be at the top, Casey?
Oh, it feels so good. This is such a tough place to play, not only because they're a good team and they're gritty and well coached, but Portland is always a tough place to play. So this is definitely a big win for us for a lot of reasons.
Oh yeah, and they always go back and forth with each other year in and year out. Well, in the NCAA.
No, that's in a couple more months.
Yeah, in the CAAC Blue, the DeWitt girls dropped their first game of the season to crosstown rival Hazlitt on Tuesday. So you know tonight they were in total Big Sean bounce back mode.
That is a great song. DeWitt especially wanted to bounce back with another longtime rival on its schedule tonight. This was DeWitt's first home game in over a month as the Panthers welcomed in East Lansing. In first half, Tara Kearns flips the ball up for the bucket and the foul. Defense led the way for the Panthers tonight as Madison Ewell comes up with the steal. And then how about the easy breezy lay-in? And we have more defense to offense for DeWitt. This time Gabby Bride doing it all. DeWitt led 21-0 after the first quarter and picks up a dominating dub at the Den, 63-39 over East Lansing.
Well, at Okemos, Miss Milena and Miss Serapina were hands down the Wolves' biggest cheerleaders for their game against Holt, and the Rams came out of halftime firing on all cylinders. Janae Tyler doing her thing down low, and more times than not, she's going to get her own board off of Miss and make sure the second time it goes in. She posted double-double tonight with 14 points and 11 rebounds. Whoa. Now, this play right here by Allison Metzger will make your jaw drop. She just rips the ball out for the bucket, and then it was like the Red Sea parting for Rima Dozier here. She lays it up and in to cap off a 7-0 run for Holt. Okemos' only shot in the third quarter would come in the form of a 3-ball by Grace Stanley here, but once the Rams got the ball in their hands, they were off and running. Dozier with another easy 2 coming up. She finished with 19. Holt outscored Okemos 21-3 in the third quarter to go on to win it 60-27. They improved to 4-0 in the blue to keep pace with DeWitt. All right, over at Waverly, Miss Tia's purse was popping. Ooh. It's just so cute and so fitting for the Warriors game against Grand Ledge. The Comets opened the game on a 7-0 run, and Ava Scanlon accounted for 6 of them. That's what happens when you execute the pick and roll to perfection. The Warriors would put a halt to the Comets' run thanks to this bucket by Andasia Scott. Not only does she drop it, but she draws the foul, and it hyped her team right up. Zyla Carter, you're going to see the tricky bounce pass to Natalia Sedith to help the Warriors take the lead, but GL just kept feeding Scanlon. They go on to win it 50-39.
All right, well, it's time for us to take one quick TO, but when the Dean Trailways fifth quarter returns, we're honing in on the green and white. MSU's basketball team is traveling to Bloomington this weekend, while the MSU women's gymnastics team is gearing up for its home opener against rival Michigan. We'll tell you all about one Spartan they'll be relying on to pull off an upset when the Dean Trailways fifth quarter returns.
Welcome back to the Dean Trailways fifth quarter. On Sunday at Jennison Fieldhouse, the Michigan Wolverines, who are ranked number 3 in the country in gymnastics, will be in East Lansing.
The Spartans will be competing against them in a nationally televised meet on Big Ten Network, but with it being their Title IX meet and Alumni Day, head coach Mike Rowe hopes the fans show up in droves to see it live.
Yeah, he was very adamant about that one earlier this week. It's also the Spartans' home opener, and with both teams ranked in the top 15, you know, we're in for a treat. Michigan State is going to need a strong performance out of Gabby Stephen. Let's show her here. The sophomore captain has been the Spartans' top scorer so far, and she knows how to bring the heat, especially on floor. Her routine is unique, so we had to ask, what about it makes it top the score sheet?
I'm not like a flowy, dancey type, like just isn't. But the music that I have this year kind of plays to my strengths, and my routine in general, like I'm more of a power gymnast, so I think that displays it really, really well for me. And Alina did a good job of showcasing my strongest things, so I think that's like a really important part, is like showcasing the things we're the best at, and I guess that really shows through.
Well, another Michigan State squad who's going to be competing on Sunday is Tom Izzo and the Michigan State men's basketball team, who travels to Indiana.
Yeah, the Spartans and Hoosiers will tip off at high noon right here on TV6. And with another game in the Big Ten comes another big man to challenge the Spartans. This time it'll be 6'9" senior Trace Jackson Davis.
And Jackson Kohler will be one player tasked with slowing down Jackson Davis. Yesterday, in the win against number 23 Rutgers, the freshman posted his first career college double-double, 12 points and 11 rebounds, and he knew early on it was his night.
When you make, your first move and it just kind of goes in, you just kind of get a feeling, that you're, okay, I'm in a flow. Let's just kind of ride it. The adrenaline rush, of winning against a good team, and to have, a good game yourself and have all your teammates have great games, it was an adrenaline rush, honestly.
Probably happened so fast for him as well.
Yeah.
Another freshman on Michigan State's basketball team who is playing really well right now is Carson Cooper, and you had a chance to sit down with him this week.
Yeah, for the MSU FCU Coaches Show. He's from Jackson. He did go to IMG Academy in Florida, but now he's back. He wasn't even supposed to play this year, and he's seen some big-time minutes for Tom Izzo and his team.
Yeah, and as we just saw Gabby Stephen there, you sat down with her for the Coaches Show this week. What'd you learn?
Yeah, she is such a beast, y'all. I mean, watching her practice and on the floor, she is so amazing, and she is leading the Spartans. I mean, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, you're of course going to hear from Izzo and Coach Mike Rowe. Have a great rest of your Friday. We always appreciate you being with us, and have a safe weekend as well.